Okay, a quick video on how to migrate the existing events from May 1st forward into the new event type. So what I've done is I've created a calendar migration panel, and it lists all the existing events, their published status, and then their migration status. I've done the first three as tests. There's also a link to edit the events, and then there's three other columns: image, attached images, and attached files. And it looks like attached files is the only thing that's been being used to attach. Mostly it looks like posters and such. Let's go ahead and migrate this Mountain View Spring Spectacular. So I'm going to edit it here because I'm going to be cutting and pasting from the fields, and I'm going to go in a new browser window, same browser type, Firefox for me, and I'm logged in as the same user, but just to keep things easy, new content on the right, old content on the left. I'm going to create some new content. It's going to be of the Community Events version 2 type, so we always want to choose Community Events v2. And then for the most part it's a cut and paste exercise. So I'm going to copy this, paste it here. I notice that it's a sports and recreation event, so I'll click that. And then we have some options for how to move over the event description. The easiest way is possibly just to click in there, and then I'm going to be using my keyboard and do Control A for select all, Control C for copy all. I'm going to come over here and do Control V and paste it right in. And for the most part that should work. The other option, so I'll just erase that. The other option, if you have images and formatting and links and all that stuff in here, and you want to be sure to get everything exactly as you have it, switch to source and copy everything in there. That'll get all the little pieces of coding that you have, and the email addresses and the links and the image information copy. And you need to remember to switch to source and paste. And so whichever way you want to do it, it's up to you, but you do have that option of going to source. Alright, so continuing down, we've got some contact information. Oh, I did notice that this email address that you have in the actual event is not actually correct, but I'll leave that for you to fix up. Paste. And so now we've got the event date, which is May 3rd at 8 a.m. No end date was set up, but I do believe it's 4 p.m. based on looking at the poster. So I'm going to use 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and just click into there, choose May 3rd, and here I'm putting my cursor in there. I'm using the up and down arrow keys. So I'll move that to 8. Then that was using the up arrow key. Then I'm going to move it over. These are in 15-minute segments. And then again, arrow right, and then just up or down to make it 8 a.m. For blank fields, I'll just click in, May 3rd. And here, I'm just going to start typing. So I'm going to type 4, and it knows, it makes a best guess. And then it's just a matter of setting that to be what you want. If you have an end date in here and you need to erase it, just put your cursor in anywhere and hit the delete key. It will erase it entirely. Whereas over here, you put your cursor at the end and just use backspace to erase it entirely. But this does have an end date, May 3rd at 4. Oh, that's a good point. So I continued up past the hour, and it automatically increments the hour to the left of it. So we want 4 p.m. There we go. Okay, so we've got the contact information. Now the other thing we need to do is migrate the file. Now for the most part you don't have to do this, but this one has a file, so I'm going to suggest that we just copy this file to our desktop and then upload it again. There's not that many, and it's probably the fastest way. So I'm just going to, in this case, highlight that link and open a new tab, right click, save image as. I've already saved it as a test, but so it's down in my downloads folder now. just copy that over. Now when I go here, file attachments, browse, choose that, open, and attach. That'll upload it. It'll have a slightly different name to avoid overwriting the files, but that's of no that's of no consequence to us. Okay, so the last few things that we want to do, I want to check some of these folded options here. Some events I noticed have had planning department put in here. I'm not sure if that's important to you or not, but you may want to check and copy it over. Otherwise, if I go to the new version, this is just going to put in whatever you're assigned in as, and then the authored on date will be the day you create the file. Both of these are hidden to the public, so my suggestion is just ignore them. But I did want to point out that I have seen some planning department things there. So now I'm going to save this. Oh, sorry, before I save this, just take a note. Leaving everything as unpublished now, that will avoid duplicate content in the search results until we're ready to turn the new version on. Okay, so save. And that looks alright. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to change our migration status to done. And when I save this, it will bring us back to the panel and it'll have it marked as done. You can move on to the next one. Now I've also added a link here. This is to the unpublished new version of the calendar, and just so you can go there and you can check to make sure that everything is looking the way it should. This is an unpublished calendar that isn't available to the public, and you can click right through if you want to see the actual new version. So anyways, I'll go back to the panel, content migration panel. Oops, a little bit too far. Probably should have just stopped the video right there. Okay, so calendar migration panel is where you start. So yeah, just work your way through. Now there's some events that haven't been published yet and have already passed, so you can decide whether you want to bother with them or not. I'll leave that up to you. And Janet also pointed out that there might be some small amount of spam in here as well, so just keep that in mind as you go. Any questions, we can talk about it.